This is to Emily Cragg, because that's her name. It's not Windsor. I'm listening to one of hers that just happened to come up on my phone. How's that? Where she's in an interview and she's telling about being the daughter of King Edward VIII. Indeed, she is not. I'm glad I listened to this because recently I had come in contact with her on Facebook, and I don't know how that happened. I heard that someone was on videos claiming to be would have been my half sister. She's claiming to be the daughter of Edward VIII. And anyway, I unfriended her. I don't know that she became a friend on Facebook, but she tried to friend me. And her words were, and they're still on the phone here, she said, "Hey, come on, are you afraid of me? If I'm your half sister," and I don't have the rest of that. But anyway, I'm going to name these names because right now I have been through hell in my life, and my sons who are heirs after me, and they're legal, let me mind you, and they are the grandsons of King Edward VIII. And you have to be a product of the imposter, as you've just said on this video, and you've said it on others. I'm going to give this woman's name. Her last name's Shallot, Margaret Shallot. She was on Facebook, and she's from Riverside, California. So she was a Facebook friend. Okay, suddenly I'm getting this message from Emily, and I'm going to say Craig. She's not a Windsor. And she's wanting, well, anyway, let me go to this. She got this Facebook friend, was also her friend, Elizabeth Charlotte, Chalot, I believe. Excuse me, I've been real sick, and this doesn't make it better. This woman was telling me she's your half-sister. For God's sake, you're the oldest sister. You owe it. I don't owe this woman anything. I don't owe her anything other than she should shut up. She is not my half-sister. She's nothing to me, and she certainly is not a product of King Edward VIII. He's withstood a lot of lies, and I've put it up on YouTube, Facebook, since I found out, well, since I was given a phone to do it with, social media, because the law doesn't work for me. I found out about my kidnapping, my real name, in 1983 after I was in a U.S. congressional race to replace U.S. Congressman Larry McDonald. And that, he was a doctor from Atlanta, and that in itself is a whole other genre here. What I want to do is, yeah, it makes me mad. My life has been a living hell. My father never married Wallace Warfield Simpson, an American spy. This woman knows it, and I want to get, my father married Claudia Ruth O'Keefe Windsor, sister to artist Georgia O'Keefe from Madison, Wisconsin, and my ghost ranch that my Aunt Georgia had, because she was wealthy. And they took all her money, by the way, because she helped her own sister, and they had to tie it all up so that the O'Keefe family couldn't get it. And should I ever live and know about my birth, I couldn't. So anyway, I want to skip because I've had a lot done to me to be 77 years old, and it was ongoing. I want to get back to Emily. This woman, Margaret Shallot, that contacted me, said she was on the phone with Emily, and Emily wanted my phone number, and then she ended up later giving her phone number to me, wanting me to call her, which I never did. Now then, this Margaret is giving me, I thought, where are you coming from, woman? Suddenly, you've been kind of a Facebook friend. I've never mentioned Emily that I remember to her, and suddenly she's telling me, I'm the older sister, that Emily's on the other, she's talking to her, and she's, I don't know, I guess she was taking it, because I was on Messenger by this time, that she's doing a printout or something. I don't care. If I go home, it will because of the work of the British, and because I am the legitimate heir. And I'm tired of you referring to my father, a decent human being, as your father, because he is not. You have plainly stated it on this one here, that in 1943, your mother met with and was supposed to entertain the Duke of Windsor. In 1943, my father was married to my mom, thank you, and I'd been kidnapped, and he had nothing to do. He wasn't in the army. He was married to my mom, as far as I know, till the day both of them died. They were alive in October the 20th of 86. That I know for sure. The double that married Simpson died in 72, and they're buried on Windsor Castle grounds. Now, not long ago, I said they should dig up the imposter and get his DNA. Well, then, the same woman in that phone call, it must have dawned on Emily. She has no right to use the Windsor name. I have to use the name that they gave me when they kidnapped and brought me over here. I still have to use it unless I get to go home, and it'll be the Brits that take me home if I do. But Emily, in the phone conversation that this woman's acting as a go-between, says that Wallace Simpson had millions of dollars in trust in France, that if she and this is a double that did these horrible things, and they were blamed on my father, and that married her. And that the two of us, this is a woman saying that it takes the two of us, me and Emily, to get together because she's got DNA. I don't know what she's talking about there. If she's got DNA, it's of the double that she matches. It sure wouldn't match me. It sure wouldn't match my father and my mother. This is a horrible thing to do to my mother, all of it, and to me and my children. So what had dawned on her at this time, and I figured it out, and she got this woman to contact me because I had unfriended. I don't think I was ever a friend. I had my phone stolen. Well, you might as well say stolen. Somebody took it and just in a heartbeat almost did away with my photos, and I don't know. Her son is a computer expert, so is she. So I don't know what she did to it. Oh, but I've just now got my phone back August the 14th, a new one of this year. And she did that, this woman did, the day before Easter of this year, which is the end of March. Anyway, back to this. What really I think happened, it dawned on Emily when I said that my father was, I don't think she knew that. And all the supposedly checking things out and all this and coming up with this and that. She realized this is what Margaret said in relaying the message. It has to be the two of you that file together. You have to work together. And I thought to myself, no, I don't have to work with anybody. If I go home, it will be because of the efforts of the British. And look at what's happened to Great Britain. So I don't know if I get to go home or not, but I hope to God I do. And I hope to God anybody that ever lies about my father again and my mother and me, she talks about God, well, excuse me. I don't know, but maybe God is on the side of truth. And I have absolutely told nothing but the truth. I'm tired of being subjected to the lies told about my dad and that rotten family of Windsors. But then look at you. Who are you? What are you in it for? You must have, when you reached out at me as a last resort through this woman saying I should partner with you, and this woman telling me she doesn't even know me except on Facebook. How dare her call me an older sister and I should help take care of you and file with you. Oh, give me a break. And then, the conclusion of this is you understood that the double was your father. So you weren't going to go anywhere if all of this really hits the fan. So you were going to get whatever you could out of that trust fund. Well, Wallace is not your mother. The double would be your father. And I got news for you. Whatever's there doesn't belong to Wallace Simpson or the double. It belongs to the estate of Edward VIII, my mom, me, and my children. I remember they auctioned off part of the jewelry that Wallace had collected. And she collected it. It was given to her. All of these things were given to her as gifts, etc., because she was supposed to be the wife of the Duke of Windsor, an illegal title, in reality, a.k.a. Edward VIII. So it was given under that and a fraud. So if it belongs to anybody, it belongs to my estate, my dear. And now then, Elizabeth, I'm talking about married Richard Burton, actress Elizabeth Taylor. She won some jewelry of Wallace's, which would be mine in reality, was auctioned off some years ago. She bought a brooch, I believe it was, and I forgot the amount. I'm living on the street since 1980 almost, when I wrote a book, medical malpractice book, and it was about mind control murders. And it involved the shooting, at the time I was writing it, of Larry Flint, Hustler magazine. I keep saying that because everybody knows who Mr. Flint is. And he did an article, April of 84, when I was living up in D.C., and he endorsed me, and he said I knew who was responsible for his shooting. So I'm going to leave that part out because I almost, died. Had a letter from the FBI. It was dated June the 23rd, my dad's birthday, by the way, only this is 1979. April Fool Day of 80, antifreeze was put in me, and I should have died. It was a miracle I didn't. But my life has been an ongoing hell like that. So I'm going to stop here because I just, this just came up on my phone, and I thought, well, I'm going to listen to it. The last I heard from Emily was that, how did she do that? She had, she come up on, after I talked with this friend, Facebook friend, Margaret, I don't guess she was mine, so I unfriended both of them. And as a result of that conversation, then Emily came on Messenger. I had gotten Messenger as Maureen Cragg, C-R-A-G-G. So I did listen to her then. I said it was okay. I didn't friend her on Messenger. You can just say it's okay. On there, she sent me the picture of her son she thinks is Edward, my father's grandchild, which is not. She says he favors my dad. And she wanted, she kept saying, well, I'll call you or talk to you later. I still have that on here. I have heard enough out of her and the media that has covered up my birth. It's controlled by the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers, the very people who helped my Uncle George and Kennedy. Joe Kennedy was appointed ambassador by another Jew, and that's Franklin Delano Roosevelt. They helped kidnap me. My father had an addendum. He meant to take the crown back. He never married Wallace Simpson. It was a takedown of a decent man married to my mom. The addendum said should he have an heir, the heir would inherit. And it did go through channels, and it is legal. The day I was born, Queen Victoria II, heir to the British throne, my father would have come back as my guardian and been my spokesperson, power of attorney. They had to kidnap me then. And this you can contribute to the JFK, because he flew in there with his older brother during the time before I was born and after, in 1943. Now, Emily, stop saying that you're a Windsor, because you are not.